when I was 17, I had a lot on my plate, right? I was doing school. Then I also had my university applications that we were in the middle of. I was also doing some driving lessons at the time. And then I was also in the gym. And I think at that time I was thinking about making a YouTube channel, right? A lot of stuff that I wanted to that I wanted to take further, make some progress in, right? And long story short, I think I got okay grades. I got into a university I wanted to. Driving lessons I kind of gave up on, and similar story for the rest of it. And I wanted to just talk about, a lot of us feel like we don't have enough time, but that's untrue. We do have the time. It's just distraction is stealing it. And so a concept we can employ that helps us with this is essentialism. Now, what is essentialism? Essentialism is basically where you cut out everything that doesn't matter to your one specific goal, so that you can allocate your resources, your time, your focus, your energy onto the stuff that does matter. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what's right and then giving it that time, focus, and energy. Helpful analogy that I and ChatGPT came up with together is your phone storage. And so when when your phone gets full of like junk and it starts to run slow, and you want your YouTube to run faster because that matters. You want, I don't know what you have on your phone, like you want your YouTube to run fast because you want to watch videos without buffering, right? And you want like your YouTube Studio to run fast, so when it's like uploading or processing videos, if you're like me, to do that faster, because you don't want to be sat around waiting for videos to upload all day. And your phone gets full and it starts to get slower. So what do? You delete old videos, old pictures, old apps you don't use anymore. Basically stuff that doesn't matter. So the stuff that does matter, the YouTube videos and then the YouTube Studio, can actually run faster. And that's just like a way of thinking about essentialism. Get rid of stuff that doesn't matter, old junk, old pictures, videos, blah, blah, blah. So the stuff that does matter, YouTube videos running smoothly and YouTube Studio can actually run faster and, work better. Now, if you're to use essentialism, there's one thing you need clear in your mind, is what you're going to allocate your focus, your time, your energy to. And you have to get clear with this. And it takes a little bit of introspective reflection. And you have to think, what do you want the most right now? Out of all the areas in self-improvement, what matters most to you in this current day? Because it's likely you're going to have to put at least, and the minimum, a couple months of work into this while you're working with this essentialism way of life to make the progress that you want to see. So think to yourself, what matters more? Do you want the physique? Or would you rather have the successful YouTube channel or the successful business? Or would you rather work on your mental health? Or, I don't know, do you have exams coming up in the next few months that you need to study for because you need a good grades to get into the university you want, because you need the degree to go into your dream career path? Think about that. When you have that, this is when we can start getting properly into it. But you need to know what it is you're going to work on properly. So by this point, you should know what it is you want to work on. From there, you want to cut out all the rest, all the distractions, right? You think to yourself, oh, I don't have time to work on everything I want to work on. It's because you're never going to be able to work on everything you want to work on at the same time, right? But what you can do is work on one thing you want to work on. And so then we get rid of the distractions. So that would look like, so say if you want to work on your gym is where you're deciding gym is it, physique is what you want to dial in on. You're then going to stop worrying too much about progressing with your YouTube channel. You're going to stop worrying too much about, getting to 10K a month. You're going to stop worrying too much just about other goals you had in mind that you want to work on maybe in the future. It also looks like cutting out scrolling on your phone, because if you stop scrolling on your phone, you probably have more time to do stuff like meal prep, which is going to make getting to your ideal physique 10 times easier, because meal prepping, getting the right nutrition in, is part of dialing in and focusing on getting the right physique. And cutting out BS scrolling to make time for that is cutting out a distraction so that you have time and energy and focus to allocate to something that actually pushes you in the overall direction of the goal of this essentialism block in your life. Okay, so now you understand what you actually have to do to and what you need to cut out. We go on to the next bit, but before we do, if you need help figuring out what you want to cut out of your life, or maybe even where you want to put the focus on, top link in the description will be my school community. Join it. I'll be posting some like blog style posts in there while I'm building the course, putting some effort into that. And there's also the option to get coached by me. So again, top link in the description for that. Now you know what you want to do. All you really need, is to work hard and work smart. Do both of them. Don't try and just work smart because everyone says work smart, not harder. If you do both and you work on the right things necessary, so if building your physique is what you're trying to do, going to the gym like 5 days a week, dialing in your nutrition, if you're working on that stuff smart and hard, you make the progress. But if you just don't go to the gym, but you sit around taking like supplements and creatine and protein powder without the working out, you're sort of working on the right stuff, but not. You need to like realign on what actually needs the work. So if you work smart and hard on the right stuff and you give it time while you work on it, the progress will show. And you're literally focused on this one thing, so all the progress is going into this one area, and you will make massive progress through this massive action. Now, when I first heard this concept, I was like, what? So I'm just meant to work on one thing the rest of my life? Looking long term? No, you don't. And before we get into this story, obviously when I say cut out distraction, I don't mean like stop worrying about your health as a whole. Obviously, please remain healthy and please go to your job if you have a job because you need to pay your bills and keep a roof over your head. Common sense there. But just in case you thought I was saying give up on life while you focus on the gym, that's not what I meant. I meant just cut out like the other smaller goals. Obviously, keep in mind the goal of staying healthy and staying alive. But yeah, moving on. Long term. No, you don't actually just have to work on one goal for the rest of your life. Again, with the gym, you reach your dream physique. And after like a few months or maybe 6 months, maybe not dream physique, but you've reached the goal of the physique you wanted to get to within the 6 month period through essentialism. Now what do? You kind of look at other places you wanted to achieve. You can now go back and look at, now I've got the body I want, or I wanted through this period. I now want to work on my YouTube channel and I want to get that up to a certain level. And I'm going to do that through essentialism, obviously by cutting out other distractions so I can work solely on this one thing and make lots of progress like I did with my body. All that is required from then on is that you take this physique you have and you maintain it. Because you're not looking to improve it while you're improving something else. You're just looking to maintain it. And I think with the gym, it's something like 10 plus sets a week helps you build muscle, and it only takes something like 2 sets a week to maintain. So maintaining takes a lot less time, energy, focus than building, so that you can allocate loads more of that back to the new thing you're trying to improve. And obviously once you go through improving and you go through all your goals and you've done the essentialism blocks for all of them and you've got them all to a certain level, you don't just have to go and then pursue things you don't care about. Look back at the things you've already achieved success in and see where else you want to take them. Maybe you got to 80 kg and you were happy with your body then, but now that you've gone through improving some other stuff, you want to go back and re-improve your body. Just go back to maintenance on the other stuff that you've improved, and then essentialism block for your body and just get to the new goal. And it's that simple. So I'll reiterate, you do have the time to improve. It's just distraction is stealing it. Cut out the distractions. You have all the time to work on the stuff that really matters. Hope you gain value from this. I hope to see you in another video. Again, top link in the description is my school community. Go join up. And that's it from me. I'll see you in another one. Peace out.